The Mesozoic, you just cracked out of your egg in a very shallow hole 65 million years before any human will ever set foot on Earth. You devour the triceratops leg your mother left you, and as you waddle around trying to find her, you discover a lush dinosaur paradise where all dinosaurs live in peace with one another. I'm kidding, but it's more like the Hunger Games on steroids out here. High-pitched streaks and fierce roars reverberate in the distance, and you jump back into the hole without taking any chances. The harsh reality is that you now have only two choices, and hide behind your siblings because, well, if anything is going to be eaten first, it's Steve. That was most likely your mom having a snack of her own, because if there's one thing she's good at, it's raising other dinosaurs to extinction, because anything larger than you on the ground either wants to crush you, bite you, or devour you whole. It's like a gigantic ancient buffet. You have to either survive or become food. The menu. Fortunately, your brother is still alive and was not the small dinosaur that your cannibalistic mother just ate. The strategy for the next few weeks is to hide, scavenge, and avoid dying from your meals. Basically, anything that doesn't try to eat you first isn't exactly Michelin-starred options. But hey, beggars can't be chosen. Fortunately, you have a few tricks up your sleeve to try and make this work. Your enormous eyes give you binocular vision, which helps you spot any sudden movement from prey. You can dart and swerve around bushes more quickly than other predators thanks to your large feet and legs. Your razor-sharp baby teeth and nearly 6,000 newtons of bite power are ideal for tearing into your prey. With just one bite, you could cut through them like a hot knife through butter, only that the butter would be screaming for their life. Oh, and you have arms. By the end of the week, you've essentially developed into a cunning, tiny ninja. Your parents still occasionally bring you back lizards, but for the most part, you're on your own to survive. After all, it's your 13th birthday. Didn't think you'd make it this far, and now you're officially a T-Rex teenager. Your muscles have grown like Arnold's training for the next Mr. Olympia, and you've grown to a height of 25 feet, or as tall as a one-story house, and a weight of 2 tons. You are essentially the Mesozoic world's high school linebacker, and while your speed has increased to 20 miles per hour, it's still not as fast as Usain Bolt, but fortunately he doesn't exist yet. You've also discovered a healthier diet. Decapitate your victims to gain access. When you notice something in the distance, a lone triceratops grazing beside the water, a juvenile, you sneak up close enough to see its horns twist as it turns around just in time to see you leap from the shadows. The tasty, more nutrient-dense parts are behind their skull. You make this your daily routine, traveling, hunting, eating, and sleeping until, at roughly 20, you are an adult T-Rex with just about 8 legs. The Triceratops struggles, and your jaws snap its neck like a Rice Krispie treat as you devour your food. As you get older, you begin to understand that being an apex predator can be somewhat isolating. The idea of sharing your wonderful life with someone else appeals to you, so you embark on your quest to find your soulmate. Competition is your first obstacle. The mating game isn't only about being the largest and baddest. It's also about strategy, charm, and even a little theatrics, as you soon discover. As you approach the nearby watering hole where the women congregate, that's when... Here's the plan. You want to put on a dramatic show that showcases your hunting skills and agility. First, you challenge the smaller dinosaurs, taking down the hadrosaur and roaring triumphantly. Once you're done, you want to attract her attention, but more importantly, you want to send a message to all the other dinosaurs that want her too. You can't help but stare at her, a gorgeous female T-Rex with scales that gleam in the sun. I'm intrigued, but hold on. Don't get too excited just yet, because your worst seems to have drawn attention from other sources as well. An angry and fierce adult T-Rex is also observing you, and it appears that you've entered his territory. You really ought to have looked where you were before you began your performance. The ground trembles as you and your opponent battle it out to see who gets the girl. You have to avoid your opponent's strong jaws and eggs. You and your partner alternately protect the nest from potential dangers such as scavenging raptors or pterodactyls that may try to steal your offspring. After 4 months of sleepless nights, your eggs start to crack and hatchling sounds emerge. And you can't help but feel proud of yourself because every little T-Rex that emerges is a testament to your perseverance and hard work. The world is cruel to the young, and you know this firsthand because these little babies are a part of you, but also about as defenseless as a cow. You'll need to provide them with direction, protection, and most likely a crash course in survival during a dance-off. At first, you try your best to bring them back the occasional lizard, but eventually, if they want to survive, they'll have to fend for themselves, so nature will have to take its course. Seasons go by, and you're well known in the area. The younger dinosaurs whispered stories about the terrifying T-Rex, the ancient Baba Yaga. You've established a territory where you govern without challenge. Life is good until the years start to wear you down. The younger T-Rexes around you look at you with a mixture of respect and something else, ambition. They're hungry for power. As you get older, the urge to dominate starts to wane, and you find yourself more content to relax in the sun and bask in the glory of your previous hunts. You're no longer the spry, quick hatchling. You've grown larger, wiser, but also a little slower. Now is the time to assert dominance once more. You roar loudly as you raise your enormous body to cover the sun. The baby T-Rex makes a sound that reverberates throughout the valley as it advances, roaring back at you. It's a challenge. You spent your entire life fighting for dominance and territory, throwing down with anyone who dared to challenge you. For a moment, you think about how easily you could crush this little upstart and the problem would be solved. However, as you look down at your opponent, something changes this time. The young T-Rex charges at you. Feeling your muscles ache and your head heavy, you realize that the thrill is gone. You've been here a lot before. Perhaps you're simply sick of the never-ending battle, the never-ending noise, and the same routine of demonstrating your strength and size. As you lower your head, the adrenaline fades. Perhaps it's time to step down because the world is ready for a new king.